Hey everyone, I just wanted to go through one of these beats here. It's kind of like a Gunna type beat that I wanted to work on a little bit. Uh, really excited about this one actually because I I kind of took this sample. It was a funny little story because I took this sample from a video that I watched at school, and there was a guitar part, and I was like, "That's too heat not to use." And it was like a stupid song called "Love Song for the Earth." It was just like the dumbest shit. It's the dumbest song I've ever heard in my entire life, but like it slapped. You know what I mean? It's one of those, right? It's like very generic pop chord, and then the song breaks out pretty much right after. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on that, but what I do have an opinion is the way that I flipped the sample. I slowed down the sample, brought it out, and just did a little bit of EQ work. And as I went on with that, I wanted to add an extra effect on top of that, just to kind of bring out the intensity of that guitar and trying to amp up the vibe a little bit. So what I did was I lined up the guitar. I lined up the guitar with a destructor, which if you have FL Studio, then you know what that is, but it's basically just it's an effects plugin that has multiple or four different types of effects attached to it. So it comes with chorus, distortion, it comes with a speaker, and it comes with a filter. So it comes with all four of those, and you can align them certain ways, so that way you get different effects just by using a combination of them. So when I was playing this, it was like, okay, I like how that sounds, absolutely. But I brought it up an octave, and it just added this grittiness to it. And I was like, I could totally do something with those drums to try and make this shit pop. Make this shit fucking bang, bro. Fucking bang. So, when I was working on it, I think the first thing I started on was the 808, just because I had the beat, like I had the sample already kind of prepared for the song, but I just wanted to find the root notes first and find the bass notes of everything. And just so that way, if I wanted to do any more work with like any extra instruments or anything like that, that I would be able to find the key. I really kept it super simple with this, and sometimes simplicity is really the key. I like adding all this extra stuff into my beats, but honestly, sometimes one sound will do what a million sounds can't do. So when I was working on this, let me try and find the 808, single it out. So it sounds like something like this. Right? And that 808 is just super gritty. I honestly didn't do much with it. It's just a dry ass 808 that I had. It's like the Pure Born 808, I think. Oh no. Some 808 that I got from Reddit. Honestly, if you want to find like a nice ass sound, hop on Reddit. Honestly, just go r/ fucking drum kits. You'll find some nice shit there. I find vocal chops and stuff like that. It's just like a nice place to go if you're looking for something to experiment with. Now, the drums in this were honestly super fucking simple. I laid out the bare minimum. The only thing that was probably the most complex thing about the drums is probably the hi-hat. And I'll show you kind of what that sounds like. So I'll play it with the 808. Let me just single it out. Now I took some of that inspiration from Moonlight by Triple X, because if you listen, the hi-hats are kind of doing this like weird like stutter effect, and kind of like it's kind of like a walking like effect. like how it goes up an octave and then it goes down. It's just like, if you listen to that song, you'll know what I'm talking about when you're listening to that like sort of sound. I have an 808 from the My drum kit. Honestly, a very underrated drum kit. The claps in that are honestly some of the best claps I've ever heard, and the snares are fucking muy bien. They're fucking amazing. So I'll play you what the clap sounds like just by itself. Yeah. So with all the drums that we have so far, we pretty much have it all laid out, right? So that with the guitar, the reason I kept this beat so simple is because if you listen to the if you listen to the background of the sample, you can kind of hear slight vocal like inflections and like extra sounds in the background. Something about it is just like super mesmerizing. So with all that laid out, it's like a bare minimum for a track, and I just wanted to make sure I could add more. So I added a kick after the first after like the first time the drums came in. So it does this. The 808's hitting hard enough to act like a kick, but then just get that extra little bit of like fucking knockback. I pulled a fucking Nick Mira on this shit, and I just layered the fucking drum kick right over the 808. Honestly, sometimes that's really all you need. I had some extra samples from Splice. Splice is honestly an amazing fucking it's an amazing like little platform for you to find extra professional sounds. Reddit's for more when you want to like, oh yeah, here's a sound here that I want to like kind of mess with a little bit and just try and find something. But Splice is where you get that professional sound, the quality fucking crisp sound. So I really kept the vocal simple. I just kind of used it as like a hit. So I just had it play like, and then I hit it again, and then reversed it. So I just have that playing in the background with the guitar. And it adds to it. I'm just like, I don't want to do anything to the sample, I just want to enhance it. It's the small details that really do it in the long run. Like the kick being added partway through kind of adds an extra little kick, and it drops the beat like twice instead of just dropping it the first original time. I took a bass sound from Omnisphere, and I just played out like a really simple bass melody at the beginning. You can hear how that's coming through. So then I just wanted to get really fucking spicy with the way that I arranged this beat and shit. So what I did, as I was going along, I was just trying different ways to kind of like add moments to the track that would stand out more than just like adding an effect or something, right where it would be like the most useful. So that right there, that is special, because it was already a sample. I just put the sample into stretch mode in FL Studio, and I took a pitch envelope and just like fucking shot it to the moon. So that way when you're listening to it, it's like adds this like cool little effect at the end, just so that way it really pushes the feel of the track, and it just kind of like makes it a lot more adds a lot of ear candy to the track that wouldn't be there if you didn't do it. You know what I mean? So going into it, there's one more sound that I wanted to add, just because when I was making this beat, I was pretty deep in the Gunna sound, and there was a beat that I made back in like 20, like back in I think 2019. Not gonna lie, it was an old ass beat. So when I'm going forward, I want to add a flute, because I mean, at this time, like, the flute was big in the Gunna tracks. I always heard a flute. If it wasn't guitar, it was a flute. So going forward, and then now, the reason I had this beat sitting for so long was because I was expecting to use this with an artist, but he never got around to using it. So I just kind of released it on BeatStars, kind of did my thing with it. I just didn't want to wait too long holding on to this one, especially since it's probably like 2 years old now. So yeah, I just I felt like this wasn't a beat that I wanted to just kind of slide under the radar, because I let so many beats fall through the crack that a lot of them never seen the fucking the bright of day. But honestly, some of them should. So always finish your ideas if you're a producer. Never ever ever let your ideas go to waste, because you have no idea how useful that shit can be if you're on complete beat block.